Ave Satanas, Ave Lucifera, Ave Lord Belial, Ave Lord Leviathan, Ave the Great King Asmodeus, Ave the Great Queen Lilith, Queen of the Night. Lilith is very special to me. Queen Lilith has a very special spot in my heart and my soul. She always has, and she always will. There's just something about her. Like, literally, there's just something very special about her. And the more you learn about her, the more you read up on her, the more you study on her, the more you do rituals to her, things like that, the more she gets inside of you. And becomes a part of you, actually. Because to me, Father Satan is a part of me. Father Satan is me. Satan is me. Okay? King Asmodeus is me. Beautiful Queen Lilith is me. King Lucifer is me. Every demon and every demoness in existence is me. No fucking question about it. And I love every single one. I wonder, I was just thinking, there's billions and billions of demonesses. Or of demons. Okay? Billions. Like, nobody knows how many. They're countless. That's the thing, right? Nobody knows how many. And we, like, a lot of people back in the... I know Descartes did. Excuse me. I know Descartes named a lot of them. Got names for some of them. King Solomon got names for some of them. He got names for them, and they're in the Goetia and all that stuff, right? And the Lesser Keys of Solomon, things of that nature. And there's, I'm pretty sure there's 72. Yeah, there is 72 of them in Lesser Keys of Solomon. And now, we just, when we're doing rituals, and when we're like doing our thing with Father Satan or demonic, right, whichever demon we're doing it with, when we do them, that fucking reflection is starting to annoy. I gotta get rid of that. I gotta do something like that. Yeah, when Father Satan, like, with the way I think of it, okay, this is just me, we only know about so many demons' names, okay? Like, we only know about so many. And the more popular ones are, like, King Lucifer, Father Satan, obviously, and Lucifer, obviously, right? Beautiful Queen Lilith, King Asmodeus, King Asmodee, Lord Leviathan, Lord Belial. Like, a lot of people only know about a few. I think, and I think a lot of the younger not younger generation, but a lot of the younger people, okay, like, not even younger people that are new to Satanism. I'll put it that way. That's the best way to put it. Or new to the left-hand path. I think a lot of them have no idea how many demons there really truly... Well, nobody knows how many there is except for Father Satan and the rest of the demonic, right? You know, nobody, I don't care who they are, knows how many there actually is. But there is billions. And if we knew all their names, can you imagine how big... If, like, say somebody, Father Satan let somebody know, right? Which he can do that. Like, during ritual or whatever. Let somebody know every single name of every single demon. And they wrote them down. One right after the other. Right? Like, they would never get enough paper to write them down on. Or they would never have enough computer space to write it down on. Like, a terabyte would be a joke. You know. And that being said, like, we know of a nice few of a lot, okay? But there's a lot that we don't know of, and don't know anything about them. But yet, when we do rituals, the ones that we don't know about are probably in the same room with, say, Abaddon, Lord Abaddon, okay? A lot of them are probably in the same room as Lord Abaddon is, with you. Now, you know there's other demons there besides Lord Abaddon because you can feel them, or see them, or sense them, things of that nature, that way, right? Because everybody does it differently. And you just don't know who they are. But, in saying that, I think that if we, say Lord Abaddon, right? In saying that, I'd say if we asked Lord Abaddon, I'd say he would let us know. I really do. I really do believe that, or whichever demon it was, whether it was, say, Behelbegor, right? Or Metaphisto, or Lord Maimon, or King Paimon, King Azazel, any of the demonic. I think if we asked them, if there was, because we would sense it if there was other demons near, I think they would let us know who they were if we asked them. They might. Now, Lord Belial, he'd probably chuckle at it. But he would give us the answer, but he'd be joking, probably laughing. He'd be like joking when he said it. Or he wouldn't be joking, depending on the mood he was in, right? Because Belial is pretty, like, he got a sense of humor, but it's kind of a sick sense of humor like mine. Although I'm not saying Belial got a sick sense of humor. I love his sense of humor. I think it's fucking great. You know, me personally, I probably got a sick sense of humor, but, you know, could be worse. At least I have a sense of humor. Right? Even if it is demented and sick and twisted and everything else, it ain't to me. I love it. Father Satan's given me a great sense of humor. But yeah, I was just thinking about that a little while ago, actually, about, like, there has to be billions or trillions, quadrillions, whatever, you know, whatever comes, zillions, whatever comes after that. There has to be. There's no way there's only like 20,000 demons and demonesses. Because when you hear me say demoness, I haven't said this yet on video. When you hear me say demoness, I mean female demon. Like, known female demons. Right? That's why I say demoness, because it's, you know, to me it sounds more respectful. Okay? To me it does. Like, if I'm calling Lilith, beautiful Queen Lilith, I usually address her as beautiful Queen. I usually address her as Queen Lilith. Okay? Out of a show of respect, because she is a queen. In my honest opinion. And in a lot of people's honest opinion. Lilith has been around since the fucking almost beginning, man. She's been around before Eve. If you want to look at it from a biblical perspective, okay? If you want to look at it from a biblical perspective, Lilith has been around before Eve. But yet, Lilith is not even in the Bible. I don't even think, she might be, I don't even think Lilith is in the Bible. In the fucking Zion Book of Lies. They left her out. Meanwhile, she was the first female ever on this planet. First female ever to step foot on this planet. And they don't even talk about her. Which is bullshit in my opinion. They left her out because she didn't want to fucking be Adam's subservient. If you want to go biblically, right? If you want to talk about it biblically, they left Lilith out because she didn't want to be subservient to Adam. If you look at it biblically, she didn't want to be a slave to Adam, basically. She didn't want to be his bitch. Just as well to say it as it is, call a spade a spade. And then she apparently went to the desert, and one thing led to another. And, you know, Lord Samuel came into the picture. And, you know, and then it goes from there. Like, there's 100 different stories. There's probably 1,000 different stories on that one. Right? But, that being said, what I was going to talk about, I never even got into yet. When I was younger, like, because when I was like, I don't know, 18, 19, 20, 18, 19, around 19 or 20, maybe even 21, I was what you would call a rebel Satanist at the time. Basically, had no direction. Well, I had direction. I knew it was Father Satan and the demonic. But I just never followed one straight path. One straight part of Satanism. I was all over the map, basically, for a period of time. And in the little town I'm from, down in Newfoundland, Canada, there's like 110, there's like 100, and now there's like, I don't know, maybe 100 people live there. Not even that. Before when I was like that age, when I was 21, there was like 250 people there, right? 300 people, maybe. No, it wasn't 300, it was like 250. And me and a few buddies of mine, we were getting into the Satanist scene. I was into it more heavier than all of them. And I spray painted everything, man. I tagged everything with pentagrams, 666. Because really, the only books that I had on Satanism at that time, because remember, I'm in Newfoundland in a little town, right? So that will tell you. A little religious town too at that, but yet they were all drunks. 90% of what was there, 90% of what was in the town was alcoholics, and the other 10% were religious, or supposedly religious, Zion beliefs. And I tagged everything, man. And I can remember people saying to me, like, I can remember plain as day, like a dozen people said it to me. And they knew I was involved in it, but they couldn't prove it, right? They knew I did it, but they couldn't prove it. And obviously, I wasn't going to tell on myself. But I can remember tagging a lot of stuff, and people wouldn't even drive. I can remember old trestle that used to be there where the railway train, where the train used to pass over years ago, but the train is not on the island of Newfoundland no more. They tore the tracks up and everything else, right? Made a road bed out of it. Anyway, that being said, I can remember on one part of the trestle I had pentagrams and Satan is God. Satan is God, you know, 666 and everything plastered all over it, right? All over everywhere, basically. And that's the truth, I know. All over everything. And there were people that were afraid, and I mean literally terrified. This is how, you know, how loopy they are in the dome. There was people actually terrified, literally, to pass by certain areas that I had all tagged up. That's how paranoid they were. They were frightened to death that they didn't know what was going to happen to them if they passed by it. And I went back in 2010 for a couple months, and some of the places that I tagged way back when are still tagged. Like a lot of them, they got covered back over with different spray paint, right? You know, because they're like that. Zionists are like that. You know, and a lot of them are covered back over. But there's still some of them that are very visible. Like outside of town. In town, they got them all covered up. Right? But outside of town, there's still places that are still tagged up. And I was with a buddy of mine that used to do it with me years ago, right? Years ago. And all we did was laugh, man. Now, I just want to mention that because, like, people get so paranoid about if you mention Satanism in general. If you mention left-hand path, they have no idea what you're talking about. But if you mention Satanism, the first thing they think is you worship the devil. That's what comes out of their mouths in the town I'm from. You're evil, you worship the devil, you're going to burn in hell, you're a devil worshiper, and you know what? I just look at them and laugh when they say it. Yeah, I'm evil. I can be evil. I can be the evil son of a bitch that ever drew a bread of life. I can be, or I can be the nicest person on the planet. It just depends on the situation and who, you know, everything else. But that being said, I just thought I'd throw that in there. Because I was thinking about it yesterday, actually. I thought about it last night. And I thought I'd mention it. But anyway, yeah, with that being said, hail Satan, my true brothers and sisters. Please enjoy tonight and tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sin Day. Try to indulge as much as possible. Ave Satanas, Ave Lucifera, Ave Lord Belial, Ave Lord Leviathan, Ave King Asmodeus, Ave Queen Lilith, and please have a beautiful, great night in Father Satan. Hail Satan, my brothers and sisters. I love each and every one of you. My true brothers and sisters and Father Satan. I love the phonies and the fakes. I don't care what happens to them. But the true ones, I love 100%. Hail Satan, and I'll talk to you next.